ThreePlusKei, your favorite social worker. Welcome back. I'm here to encourage you to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. So today, we are going to the grocery store. It snowed very heavily yesterday, but the snows did their job. However, I need to get some exercise today, so we're going to walk all the way to the grocery store to complete my little list of shenanigans. I'm kind of looking for, here we go. There's a crosswalk here. So let me get to the question. Oh, hold on. Let's cross the street. Make sure that we're being safe people out in these streets. It's very slushy outside. I'll show you in about 5 minutes when I get away from my home what it looks like. I live in Montana, so the snow has come. That's all right though. The streets are clear. It is very snowy outside, but the streets are clear. It's about 35 degrees. And yeah. So we're doing the things today. Okay. So the question I am posing today is, what do you do that detracts from the relationships in your life? And so detract means take away from. So what do you do that takes away from the relationships in your life? And I guess I would start with this concept of a bank with deposits and withdrawals. And so when you have a relationship, you make deposits into the relationship and you make withdrawals from the relationship. And if you're not careful, you could be depositing more than others or withdrawing more from others, which also, it should be noted, the nuance to it is that relationships ebb and flow. So the concept of a 50-50 relationship does exist, but I think it's rare and it certainly is fleeting, right? So I'm trying to think of a relationship I might be in. We could take my mom, right? I'm a whole grown adult in a relationship with my mom, and I would say I take more than I deposit. It is so rare that I call my mom just to ask her how she's doing or just to check in on her. And so for context, this is probably an expectation I have from my friends, from any other relationship I have that's a personal relationship. There is an unspoken expectation, right, that you show care to me in some way and that I show care to you in some way, preferably both in ways that we can receive, right? Because it doesn't matter if your love language is gift giving and all I do is tell you how wonderful you are, words of affirmation. That's not, I'm showing you care and love, but you're not receiving it. So kind of, you have to calibrate those type of things. So anyway, my mom, I will accept money from her. I will accept care from her. I will accept anything from her. But I definitely don't reciprocate that. And it's that I'm just realizing this in real time. I take her for granted. I once read something from emergency personnel, like ambulance drivers, ambulance workers, and they said when somebody is about to die, a very typical occurrence is that they call out to either God or they call out for their mom, you know. So anyway, one thing that I do that detracts from this particular relationship is not showing the same level of care to my mom that my mom shows to me. And if you took my mom out of it, I think that's a common occurrence, right? Is that we definitely don't always reciprocate the same amount of love and care that somebody else gives to us. As a matter of fact, it's kind of human nature. If someone gives us more care and love than we do to them, there's a high chance, high probability that we will take them for granted or take advantage of that person. So I would ask you guys that. What do you do that detracts from the relationships in your life? And I'll add to it, what can you do to add to the relationships in your life? What are we doing here? Do we love each other or not? So one thing I can do, I'm a pretty busy person. I'm always on the go. But, before I do that, I'll show you where I'm at. I'll stand on the corner so you can't see what direction I came from. We're at Albertsons. And this is good old Montana. And there's a car right there, and this is what it looks like. Mountains everywhere. So here we go. That car smelled like marijuana, like a lot of it. So how can you add to the relationships in your life? A great question, if you're willing to follow through on it, is what's your love language? So I forgot who came up with this concept, but there are 5 love languages, they say. Words of affirmation, physical touch, gift giving. Ooh, I forgot the other 2. I don't know. Somebody can look it up and post it. But they say there's 5 love languages. And you can ask the people who you love what their love language is and love them in that way. So my love language is quality time, because time for me, who said that? Don't eat too much sugar because you're so sweet. That's sweet. I'm gonna have to use that on somebody. Anyway, time is the great equalizer. We all, whether you're Jeff Bezos or the homeless guy on the corner, we all have 24 hours in a day. And with that 24 hours comes choices on how we spend that time, right? And so some people are more ambitious than others. I'm probably in that category. So I have to be careful about doling out my time to people who won't, it's not even that they'll appreciate it, because if you have kids, they don't appreciate the time you spend on them necessarily in a conscious way. I really, I would want to spend time that is quality, where we're connecting, getting to know one another more, even sharing a laugh. I'm going to lower my voice a little bit because we're walking into the store. So we're going to take out our maybe take off our gloves and get ourselves a little cart. A little carty cart. I'll show you where I'm at. Here we go. All right. But yeah, so one way that you can show people that you love them. Can we do this? One way that you can show people that you love them is to learn their love languages, or their primary love language, and accommodate that, right? That would be a sweet thing to do. So let's take out our list. Or first, let's go into maybe an empty, go into an empty aisle where I'm not just talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. Let's see here. We're over here. They say when you go to the grocery store, to stay on the outer edges. Don't go into the aisles, because you'll come across things like fruit snacks and Pop-Tarts, which are so delicious. So delicious. But that's not actually what we're here for. So we're going to get ourselves some espresso. This is the part when I talk about physical health and persistent education. I think a part of that is being mindful of what you're doing in the grocery store. So I always have a list. And then what we're going to do is stick to that list. So I'm going to tell you one thing. I used to work at an addiction center, and I would come in after drinking my own coffee, and I would drink their coffee, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much energy. And so they finally told me what they do, and said it's a jail trick, which I didn't know, is they add some Bustelo to their coffee for the added caffeine boost. So I started doing that, and now I put espresso into my coffee. I also drink a lot of tea. So let's see what we've got going on here. I drink a lot of tea to curb my appetite, because the girl loves to eat. So let's look at the teas and see what it is we're gonna pick. So one thing I do love, this joint right here, this honey lavender, stress relief. Look at it. Will get you together. It's so tasty, and I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's more lavender than honey. It's not sweet, but I like to add honey to it because it's so delicious. So we're also looking for brown sugar. Oh, I'm going to take you guys to another one since we're already in this store and we're deviating from the topic. But here we have, in almost any store now, you have a discount rack. And so what I like to do is go to the discount rack and see if there's anything that I might like. So here we have Tabitha Brown's burger business. She doesn't put salt in it, and I'll be honest, I'm not a salt person. But you do kind of, I do want some amount of salt in there. So what we have some Slim Fast nutrition shakes. Usually there's milk in there, so I try to stay away from it. I don't know what a capsule means. This is Starbucks Blonde Espresso Roast. I do like coffee more for its cleansing benefits than anything else. So, and there's not really, you see this? This is what I really want. I'm not going to hold you. I ain't going to hold you. This is what I really want that we're not going to be indulging in. And if you see up here, there's a spiralizer for vegetables. I'm going to see how much. It's $65. I'm going to tell you one thing that we're not going to do. We are not going to spiralize our vegetables for $65. Okay, so now we're going to get brown sugar. Because your girl, I have gone on record stating that I have a sweet tooth. I stay putting on weight because of the sweet tooth. Oh, pardon me. Thank you. So we're gonna get some brown sugar. There's organic light brown sugar. Let's spin it around again. So I bake all my own. That's a lie. I just lied to you. I do not bake all my own sweets. What I would like to do is start baking all of my sweets. So I don't know, can you guys tell what the difference is between this organic light brown sugar, it says always non-GMO, and this organic? I don't think there is a difference. I think it's the packaging, because this is right here, right? Are we getting this? I'm gonna take this one only because, don't at me, because it says always non-GMO, and I'm choosing in this moment to believe the hype. I'm choosing in this moment to believe that there are no GMOs in this brown sugar, okay? All right, so we're doing our things. We're being healthy. The next thing we need is it's a toss-up. So I need to get ZzzQuil and a toothbrush, an electric toothbrush. I think studies have come out and said that electric toothbrushes are more effective than just your regular run-of-the-mill toothbrushes. I think just because of the added movement, wouldn't you say? And then ZzzQuil is not good for you. It is pure chemicals. However, your girl can't sleep. And so this is one way. Oops. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Over here in the fish department. ZzzQuil is chock full of chemicals, and if you don't need it, you definitely should not. You should not be consuming it. And actually, a nurse told me that taking ZzzQuil after 2 weeks increases your chances of Alzheimer's. But I was not put on this earth to lie to anybody. and ever pretend I'm doing something that I'm not doing. And so I do take ZQuil when I haven't been able to sleep for a substantial amount of time. All right, we are over here getting ourselves a little toothbrush, a little electric toothbrush. Let's see what we've got here. This is my go-to. Oh, they have a little rose gold. They have a little rose gold. I get myself a soft. What's the difference? Whiter teeth in 1 week? You can't guarantee me that. Pro Whiten, that is some advertising for you. Let me see. Why do you look like Kai Cenat's sister? That is a compliment. Not so much because Kai Cenat is the most attractive man on the planet. That's beside the point. But one thing I appreciate about Kai Cenat, excuse me, is that he had a goal in mind. He wanted to be a famous YouTuber, and then he set about doing that. That's exactly what he did, and I think that is so admirable. If ever, I want you guys to know this, it's not too late. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, no matter if you're 10 and you wanted to start gymnastics, which some might consider too late, go ahead and do it anyway, because you don't know your skill level until you try. So maybe you're ahead of the game. Like LeBron James, I think he was in football and didn't start taking basketball seriously until he was like a junior in high school, and look at him now. So anyway, the comment about Kai Cenat, that is a huge compliment. Let me show you where I'm at. So we've got our Advil and this sort of stuff. Fun fact, I was raised in a homeopathic environment. So I was raised without ibuprofen and aspirin and this kind of thing. And to this day, if I get a headache, I will kind of sit and reflect first why I do have that headache, and then drink a lot of water. And then I guess if it gets really bad, I do have ibuprofen, but that's my last line of defense. Let's see here. Let's go back and see what's going on. You are gorgeous. You are a liar. I'm kidding. Mustafa says, hello, how are you? I am so good. He is 2 out of 10. What are you talking about? Well, what I should be talking about, Chad, is what do you do that detracts from the relationships in your life? But instead, I'm in the grocery store talking about healthy choices. That went left, didn't it? Can I get a shout out? I love your channel, Lana Lore with Mars. Lana, let me see if I can subscribe. Oh, I can't. I'm so sorry. Lana, will you comment on the, I don't know what it's called when your live stream airs officially, will you comment? I would love to follow you. Thank you for loving my channel and loving my weirdness. Let's get out of the way. I'm just sitting here talking. Let's say, do you want to be a famous YouTuber? I do not want to be famous. I enjoy the fact that I'm a social worker and I can help people and work with people one-on-one. There was a point in my life where I was in entertainment, and I wouldn't say I was famous, but I was very popular. And what came with that were people with just ill intentions. It's what I want to do is glorify the Lord's name. So even the YouTube channel grows, I consider it more people who can know more about the Lord and can see what it looks like in the life of a Christian living in obedience to the Lord. So famous, no. I want to be able to go to the store. Listen to what I'm doing. I'm talking in an aisle by myself, and I want to be able to do that and be left alone and talk to you guys and be encouraging. And I think with fame comes scrutiny. I don't want it. I take all the drugs as the cheap AF here in Europe. That's a choice. I would recommend maybe eating some berries instead. Drugs over here, berries over here. Go this way. Eat your berries. Stay away from drugs. Strike says, hello, wish you a wonderful time. Thank you. Saturdays in my world are adventure Saturdays, so I need to find some mischief to get into, and I don't know what that might be. Is that a Muslim? New York today. I don't know what that is. Let me tell you something. The news is there to upset you. The news is there to distract you from what you should be doing. I would say, for me, I don't watch the news. What I do is kind of, I look at what's impacting the people around me. And typically other people are watching the news. So if my friends, family, clients are upset about something that's a current event, that's usually how it's brought to my attention, because I have other things to be doing than being upset. We're pursuing the smile, right? Let's see here. Can you say hi, Adesha? Araisha? Hi. I say a big hello from Croatia. What's up, Croatia? I've only known 2 people from Croatia before. Oh, let me get out of their way. I don't wanna. And they had red hair. They were very confident people. I went to high school with them. They were a brother and sister from Croatia, and very lovely people, very spirited people. And so I'm gonna wait. They're actually right where I need to be because I've been sitting here talking for so long in this aisle. I'm gonna tell you one thing I'm looking at right now is the stuffed crust pizza, and it looks so good, but we're actually not going to be doing that today. I love your perfect smile. Your teeth are so straight. Bruh, I don't know how. So, I sucked my thumb until I was 28 years old. And the only reason I stopped is because my boyfriend moved in with me, and I didn't want him to know that I sucked my thumb, so I stopped. So 28 years. So I don't know why I have straight teeth. It seems like maybe that shouldn't be the case. So I don't know. Let me see if I can. We're just having a good chat. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna grab. I'm gonna grab my Z-Quill so I can go, but I don't want them. Hold on a second. Pardon me.
I guess the icy hot patches could potentially help
Okay. So we've got our ZQuil. Remember, it's chemicals. You shouldn't take it. But if you have to take it, no more than 2 weeks. And so I got the small bottle because really the small bottle will last about 4 days and hopefully will recalibrate my sleep cycle. That is the hope and the prayer. Church is tomorrow, which is why this is why I'm actually even here. Church is tomorrow. And I am slightly worried that I won't be up in time. So my way to mitigate that is to take the ZQuil and see what happens. And I'm trying to stay out of the, I was once on Ambien, but Ambien is addictive. I was on Ambien and then the lawsuits came out for how addictive it is, so I stopped taking it. Because ain't nobody trying to be addicted to nothing. What? We don't want those problems. All right, here we go.
Welcome. Scan items one at a time. Place the bagging area after each scan. For items without barcodes, touch the quick lookup button.
Got our light brown sugar.
$4.29.
ZQuil.
$6.99.
Toothbrush.
$8.99.
List. Espresso.
$7.29. Saving
And tea.
80 cents. $4.99. Savings 50
Have
cents.
our bag. You can't get these anymore. They discontinued them. They went out of business, and I was able to get one beforehand. Money.
Your total is 30, and your savings is $1.30. Please insert coins, then insert bill.
Uh-oh. I spent my money. I don't have enough money. Whoops. Has that ever happened to you before? We're going to see how far we can take it. Gonna have to put something back. $3.25 short. Oh, excuse me. Hey, I didn't bring enough money. I'm gonna put this back.
What's that?
There you go. I have to put the tea back.
System processing. And your savings is $1.30.
Yeah.
You do it.
Please
Well, I
continue
wanted to
scanning.
do it, but I'm like, I haven't been feeling to myself. I'm not doing. I'm not coming back. Oh.
What aren't you gonna do?
Come back to work.
What?
Because the poor kid is closing by himself. You know, I'm gonna have to reverse it. 'Cause you
Okay.
paid, right?
I did. I sure did. I was feeling like a big girl trying to get all my stuff today.
Select item to void.
Do it. You can find something else. She can put a waitress in. Have you thought about that?
I did think
Get
of
the
that a couple
tips. Get the
times, but
tips.
$4.99. Savings.
Why'd I avoid it again?
That's so my bad. I just grabbed somebody coming out the
Select item
house.
to void.
Let's avoid it.
Oh,
Credit $4.99. Void successful.
there we go.
Select item to void. Void
Have you ever worked with
operation
kids
failed.
before?
Uh huh.
Let me tell. I'm on a live. I'm a whisper into your ear right quick. I'll have to go over.
Wait, yeah, come with me.
Okay.
Just want to do your podcast.
Oh, all right. That's what I like.
I'm from New Jersey, and I came here.
And just so you know, you're on live. I'm on a live. Okay.
I just got here from New Jersey, so I'm like, this ain't working.
No. This lady's so nice.
You know what? Let me grab that piece of paper.
Okay. All this is why you should know how much money is in your pocket before you go to the store. It's a lot. There's like 2 people now.
Your money. Hold on to your money.
Oh, hold on to my money. Oh, excuse me. Hold on to my money. It's about to go. Let me see here. She sounds like a wind. I hope I'm not the Wendy. How you doing? Trying to get my money back so I can get on and get going.
Okay, so $26.76.
20. Oh.
And live my best life.
Yeah, do it.
No.
Yeah. You too. Okay. Oops, wrong way. All right, we are on our way, guys. I'll look at the minutes here in just a little bit, but we want to make sure we get out the door because I've been in these people's stores so long. Hello.
Hello.
Been in these people's stores so long. Okay. We have our little bag here. We're gonna put our stuff in our bag. Oh, I'm so bummed about that tea. That would have been delicious, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that have been the best? You guys like tea or coffee? I just like liquids. Just want to just drink all the liquids. Oh, you know what else I need to do is put on my mittens. Got these big boy gloves. Look how thick they are. Okay. Hi. Oh, thank you. All right. We made it out the store. Oh, go for it. So one thing I love about living in Montana is that the culture is friendly. So you might hear me very often saying hi to people, interacting with people. And that's kind of the culture. So much so, I stay away from bigger cities because it's like everybody's kind of on their own type of time. People are ruder in big cities. I can't stand it. I hate it. It's like, say hi, my guy. Just say hello. It's not that hard. We want to keep that blood sugar down. We want to be connecting with people. We want to be loving people openly and regularly, consistently and persistently. We want to be on that type of time. And so at this point, at this big old grown age, I don't want to be anywhere where I have to be like, have my guard up or whatever. Like I'm sitting here talking in the middle of the street. So here's a little bit of Montana. You can see, if you look, my camera doesn't pick it up because it's closer than it appears, but there's mountains in every direction. If you can kind of look above my head and see that there's a range above my head. And this is what we're doing. It's not as rural as it might seem. So up here are the South Hills, and that's where all the rich people live. So I think like Denzel Washington has a house up here. Andy McDowell. There's a guy with a Maserati that lives in that neighborhood. You ever seen a Maserati? I heard about it for decades. And because of the name Maserati, it sounded like the fanciest car, like a Porsche looks fancy. And I finally saw a Maserati like 10 years ago, and it's the most underwhelming body for a car. It looks just like a sedan. It looks like a regular car. So this is why I'm clearly not rich. I'm sure there's things about the Maserati that make it redeeming, but its body is not a redeeming quality of that vehicle. You know, I like the G-Wagon. All right, let's look at comments. And then let's get back to the subject, baby. Okay. There we go. I'm scared homeless people keep on picking on me because I'm a Mexican man trying to make it off the hood. What should I do? All right. So you're in the hood. Homeless people keep asking you for money. Baby, that's your money. That's your money. And so what the Lord calls us to do is be a good steward of our resources. So that does not mean if I have $100, just because you're homeless and we're supposed to help the needy, you now get $30 of my $100. That's not what that means, because that's not necessarily the best use of your resources. That's not necessarily good stewardship. So there is a story in the Bible. A rich man leaves town, and before he leaves town, he gives his servants, he calls 3 of his servants. He gives one servant one talent. So think of a talent as like $1. He gives one servant 1 talent. He gives the second servant 5 talents. And he gives the third servant 10 talents. So the guy leaves town, and the guy with the servant with the 10 talents invests it and multiplies it. The guy with the 5 talents invests it and multiplies it. The guy with the 1 talent buries it in the backyard, which is our equivalent of saving the money instead of investing. So the rich man comes back and he says, all right, let me get my money back. And the guy with the 10 talents says, here's your money back plus interest. Great. The guy with the 5 talents says, here's your money back plus interest. Wonderful. The guy with the 1 talent gives him the money back, and he says, I know you're a shrewd man, so essentially I protected your money by burying it in the backyard. And the rich man says, what the heck? These other 2 guys gave me my money back plus some. You didn't invest it or anything. Give me the talent back. And he gave it to the guy who invested the 10 talents, right? So what does this have to do with homelessness? There are agencies, nonprofits, social workers that work with the homeless with the money that's given to them to better allocate those funds. So this is very important. Not every homeless person is a drug addict. Not every homeless person has mental health issues. Not every homeless person is a bad person, but sometimes that is the case. And I'm your favorite social worker. I'm keeping it real, right? Sometimes you do have these types of situations. And so what's not helpful is to give a drug addict money. So I would say, first of all, with your question of the homeless people keep asking you for money and you're trying to make it out the hood, do you know the homeless person personally? You know what I mean? If it's something like, I'm $100 short of rent, I think that's a good thing to help somebody out if you have it. But considering that you yourself are in the hood and you have the motivation and ambition to get yourself out of those circumstances, it is not good stewardship of your money to be recklessly handing out your money, right? What I would encourage, if you have a heart for the homeless, tithe your income to a social services agency that provides whatever they're providing to the homeless. It varies. It could be food. It could be maxi pads and tampons. It could be temporary shelter, whatever. And so that way, when an individual asks you for money, you can say, I already give my money to this cause. So that's my answer to your problem of homeless people asking you for money when you yourself are still in the hood. Get up out the hood, my guy. Get up out of there. Okay. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. This is your life, and the Lord gave you these resources. So handle those resources appropriately. My wife's boyfriend is from Bosnia. Okay. I mean, you know a lot about your wife's boyfriend for some reason. Okay. Who is the person you chose to love at a young age? How old were you? That's a good question. I think more than talking about myself and who I loved at a young age, I will tell you, I was in the same relationship from 15 to 20. So I think there's something special about having a high school sweetheart. I think that is a very cute and beautiful thing. But the story I want to tell you, I worked with a group of boys, adolescent boys, in a therapeutic group home, and they had to be monitored 24/7. And I remember one of them had a girlfriend, and he was telling me that the rest of the staff said that his love wasn't real because he was like 15 or 16. It wasn't real love, it was puppy love. And I told him, don't listen to them. A 16-year-old knows what love is just as a 35-year-old knows what love is. It's just that the 35-year-old's love is tested more frequently because you have pressures of life, right? We should all be so fortunate to have really beautiful, quality, innocent love with the people in our lives. And that's what you have when you're in high school with the absence of life pressures. So, let's see. Why does she sound like her name, Wendy? I don't know if you were talking about me or the lady I was talking to. I wish I knew you so I would know what a Wendy sounds like. All I know is Wendy Williams. And she goes, how you doing? That's all I know. Jesus loves me. Yes, he does. Hey, baby. Okay, yes, I know. Jesus loves you too. Jesus loves all of us. Amen. That's such a beautiful thing. I wish I could pass you some money. Baby, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I just had this long monologue about being a good steward of money. So one thing I don't really concern myself with too much is money, because God's name, Jehovah Jireh, means that God provides. And I have more than enough ample provision in my life. I just don't carry cash. And so I just grabbed all the cash I had, and I thought there was more of it. So I clearly spent my money doing something else. And I was $3.25 short. So I put my fancy tea back, which it's a blessing to even be at the grocery store, so I'm not concerned about it. I thought you were King Von at first. King Von is dead, baby. King Von is dead. And I don't look anything like that man. He was an attractive young man. I don't look like him. I don't talk like him. Now, I will tell you, I'm from Chicago, like King Von. You know what I mean? On the topic of King Von, his life was cut short. That man was a gangbanger, something of a kingpin. There's a saying, you die the way you lived, and he was shot to death. But he was also an up-and-coming rapper, and he had the opportunity to change his life, but just couldn't stop playing clown games, and sadly he lost his life over it. So I don't know if that was supposed to be an insult, but I think King Von, kind of like the Kai Cenat comment, I think to be likened to anybody ambitious, I'm for it. You could say I look like Shaq. I'll be like, baby, thank you. Hey, I wish I had Shaq's money. Let's see. Invite her to the blunt rotation. And I'll tell you one thing. If I go to a party, you can't tell that I'm sober. I stay lit. So, yeah, I would come to the blunt rotation. I'm not smoking, but I got a couple jokes for you. Did you know that Jesus Christ loves you, baby? I know this all day, every day. Amen. And you too. Oh my gosh, I wish I could send you money. You're so nice and don't deserve to return nothing. Yes, I do. I'm the one that didn't count my cash before I went to the store. I wasted this nice lady's time. She was doing something else. She was in the middle of a conversation, and here I go. I gotta put this tea back because I didn't count my money before I left the house. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm in Albuquerque. I've always wanted to go to Albuquerque, actually. That's great advice. I don't know what I said. I just be talking sometimes. How can we invest? Oh, what can we invest in? Relationships. Quality connection. That's what you should be investing in. And so I'm imagining what you mean is money. What type of monetary investments. And so I have answers for that too. But one thing I would say is you are the sum total of the people that you are around. So I was just talking to my kid, and they hang out with people who drink and smoke. And I was saying, who do you know ever that's been successful as a pot smoker, that smokes weed and is successful in your real life? I'm not talking about celebrities because that's fake. You look at Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has a team around him. He has a team around him that allows him to smoke weed and be successful. He's made it into a brand, or like a Wiz Khalifa. We are not Wiz Khalifa or Snoop Dogg, okay? And marijuana will impede your progress. And so that's what I was telling my kid. I would say invest in quality relationships and connections with people who are further along in life than you. And by doing so, you'll get the answers like, what type of monetary investments should I make? What town should I live in? What books I should be reading? All of these will come to fruition when you surround yourself with quality people and connections. Not just the people, because you can be lonely in a room full of people. Quality people and connections. You want to connect with them on a real level. Let's see here. I put money in a Bible and highlight Matthew 6:25-26 and get need. I think there's wisdom in that. I think there's wisdom in praying over the money that you're tithing out to people, that they will use it, and use it wisely. I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. I think there's wisdom in having X amount of dollars allocated toward helping others, even if it's $10 a month to allocate money to people in need. There is definitely wisdom in doing that. Let's see here. Do I play Fortnite? I don't. I don't play video games. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV. I don't watch other people living their lives because I want a life that's worthy of other people witnessing how good it is to live in obedience to the Lord. And if I'm watching you do something, then I'm not doing something. And this is my life. You're living your life. I need to be living my life for the glorification of the Lord. So, no, I don't play Fortnite, but do you? You just got by. I don't know what that means. And amen. All right, Wendy. Shout out, just like the other lady, Laura. Wendy, comment on the re-airing of this video so I can subscribe to your channel too. Subscribe to Wendy Sanchez, guys. I don't know what she's got going on, but she's very supportive and seems like a lovely lady. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I gotta let you guys go. I am 3+Kei. I'm your favorite social worker. I am here to encourage you to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. There's daily videos every day, 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And 5 p.m. Mondays, Mountain Standard Time, are Bible study live streams. I'm thinking of switching these. It's been 2 p.m. Ask a Christian Social Worker. It's been 2 p.m. But I'm probably going to switch it to 11. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll talk to you later.